Why coping with stress is important. Coping with stress is one of the most difficult things for many of us. Sometimes we are able to manage our stress in unhealthy ways by developing coping skills that are less than ideal. Unfortunately, these types of coping skills can easily turn into addictions that make it even more difficult for us to deal with the stresses that we encounter in our daily lives. The strategies discussed in this video will help equip anyone with the tools they need to become stronger and more independent people. To avoid making your stress and situation worse by dealing with stress in an unhealthy way, Coping with Stress will guide you by giving helpful advice on how you can deal with your stress in a way that will help you to become more productive and confident as a result. These unhealthy coping skills are not solutions for stress, and in fact will ultimately contribute to your problems over time. We've all heard about stress since we were kids. Most of us have dealt with it in some way, whether physical, mental, or emotional. Stress has the ability to make or break a person, and those who learn to manage with it in a healthy way fare better than those who are easily overwhelmed by their circumstances and emotions. One of the most deadly things on the planet is stress. It can make us sick, shorten our lives, and weaken our immune systems. It can also make us vulnerable to people who are manipulative and take advantage of people's emotions when they are distressed. We can all carry tremendous obligations that appear to weigh us down far more than is reasonable. The weight of those burdens accumulating in our bodies in an often physical sense is referred to as stress. It's the anguish we feel in our chests when we realize how much weight we have to carry. It's the acute pain in your mind you get when you don't feel heard in a conversation. When things don't go the way you want them to, it's the tightness of your muscles that you don't even realize. Stress may and does influence us in a variety of ways. There's no disputing how stressful it may be to have a lot of expectations placed on you when you're not sure if you'll be able to meet them or if you'll be able to do it in a way that is successful. Stress has defeated a lot of individuals. Many people become physically unwell as a result of their stress and are unable to overcome it. Some people are even driven into mental illness by their stress, since they may have a genetic susceptibility to the condition, but being overwhelmed by their obligations is too much for them to bear emotionally, and sometimes physically. Because we all have objectives in mind and barriers that develop to hinder us from accomplishing those goals, stress affects us all. We must all strive to think outside the box and develop novel answers to problems that we do not always expect to encounter. Most of us are accustomed to comfort and expect it to last, so when anything goes wrong, it throws us for a loop. Others of us have been compelled to work hard from the beginning and are never secure in the possessions we have amassed, and the fear of losing everything we have worked so hard for can create tremendous stress. There are treatments for whichever form of stress you are more prone to. You don't have to use negative coping methods or do things that will make it harder for you to reach your objectives. Coping with stress will assist you in moving away from these negative coping techniques so that you may begin your life again with answers to problems you may not even be aware of. In conclusion, the second you learn how to put your goals first and your overwhelming emotions last, you will find that your stress does not have to stand in the way of you achieving your goals. Coping with stress provides a great template for anybody who wants to become more capable of learning how they operate in a way that will help them create the life they most desire. Coping with stress is a consuming force that can make us physically ill if left unchecked. There are many tips and tricks that you can use to turn stress into something that is both positive for you and something you can truly learn about yourself with. Use coping with stress to start doing just that today. The good and the bad will aid you in achieving your goals, so be honest with yourself about both your strengths and your weaknesses. The fastest path to true power is to learn who you are, inside and out. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It really does help us out. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos.